Chapter 11. Behind the Scenes. Ben Atlas walked away from suite number 8, relieved and hopeful. He prayed that the suite, the phone, and his assurance would provide David with some security and comfort, that David would seize this opportunity to grow. But most of all, Ben hoped to solve the mystery of David's parents' deaths before it was too late. Unbeknownst to David, Ben was not the hotel manager as he appeared. Instead, he was the man managing the Hall family empire's various assets, hidden in the shadows until the day David was ready to take the reins. Ben found himself wrestling with his emotions. The sight of David, finally free and on his own, was a sight that brought a sense of excitement and anticipation that was difficult to describe. But with it came a torrent of other emotions: concern, fear, anxiety, all born out of the dangerous reality that David was unknowingly a part of. The deaths of William and Bethany Hall, David's parents, cast a dark and looming shadow. The fact that they were murdered was indisputable. Still, the perpetrator's identity and motives were shrouded in a fog of uncertainty. Despite years spent poring over every shred of evidence, the answers remained elusive. To protect David, Ben erased all public records of his existence. It had required careful planning and meticulous execution, but it was a necessary precaution to safeguard David's life. He had even relocated David miles away to the outskirts of Dalton, far from the Hall family empire and any enemies who sought to kill its heir. It bought David time to grow into his role, time to prepare for the enormous responsibilities that lay ahead. Although things had gone awry when Shiela Bringer adopted David, it had worked out in the end. David was safe. But deep down, Ben knew that playing with identities and records would only provide a temporary shield. The real danger was far from over. His office was a testament to his relentless pursuit of the truth. Stacks of documents, photos, and notes filled every available space, each piece a part of the puzzle he was determined to solve. Every day was a battle against time, a race to uncover the truth before the shadow of the past reached David. Beneath that determination was a seed of fear, a fear that, despite his best efforts, he might not be able to protect David from the unseen enemy, a fear that he was not doing enough. Yet he kept these fears to himself. He had to. Until the culprit was caught or killed, Ben would remain vigilant. Despite the looming threat, Ben looked forward to the day that David would take over the Hall family's businesses and assets. He had watched David grow over the years, witnessing his kindness, ambition, and resilience from afar. From helping others in need, to homeschooling himself, to patiently enduring Sheila's tantrums, David had proven that he had what it took to honor his parents' memory and lead the Hall family into a prosperous future. Until that day came, his job was to shield David, to give him time. For now, he was Mr. Atlas, the hotel manager, David's unexpected ally in this daunting journey. He walked briskly over to the hotel manager's office. Ben had arranged a discreet meeting with Raymond Gauthier, the actual manager of the Rising Phoenix Hotel. Raymond was a trusted ally and a vital part of the Hall family's business network for many years. In the current circumstances, Ben needed to ensure that Raymond was fully prepared to maintain the facade and protect David for as long as necessary. In the privacy of the soundproof office, Ben began to outline his concerns. "With David now in the city, there's an increased risk of him being recognized," he said with a note of urgency. "We can't let that happen. I want you to watch closely for any unusual activity at the hotel. Any guests who seem suspicious, and especially any rumors that could give us a clue about our enemies." Raymond listened closely, his expression grave. He was a man of few words, but his loyalty to the Hall family was unwavering. David's father, William, had treated him with exceptional kindness and generosity, offering him partial ownership of the Rising Phoenix Hotel many years ago. That act of kindness had propelled Raymond into a different sphere of fortune, and Ben knew he was deeply grateful to William for that. "I'll do whatever it takes to keep David safe," Raymond promised, his voice firm and his eyes resolute. "William was more than a business partner to me. He was a friend and a mentor. I owe him this much." Ben nodded, appreciating his resolve and loyalty. "I also want you to check in with our other hotel branches out of town," Ben instructed further. "We need to know if any rumors are circulating about David's presence in the city. The more information we have, the better prepared we are to counter any threats." With that, Raymond swiftly stood up and gave him a determined nod. "I'll keep my eyes and ears open," he assured Ben. "Any piece of information, no matter how insignificant it may seem, will be passed on to you immediately."